on va passer l'hommage qu'on aimerait faire à Marc-André. Alors j'invite le chef du protocole du Canada, Angela Bogdan, à prendre la parole.
Là? Ah.
If we went on for a third day, or it's a good thing we're not, because goodness gracious of what would happen to me. When I took on this job of mine, my predecessor, Margaret, who is here today, I'm so thrilled, an old friend of Marc-André's, said to me that the job is partly about pageantry and partly about problem solving. And Marc-André was one of the first people I met on the phone, and he added the word perseverance to that as well. With that in mind, I have the great honor to mark an incredible career. You have served not just the people of British Columbia, but the people of Canada and indeed the world with distinction beyond words. One of my predecessors, Bob Peck, who worked with you during the Olympic Games, just referred to you as a prince among men for the incredible job that you did. And we will all remember today your analogy of the fishbowl having been one of your greatest achievements. And that's really what it comes down to. We've learned so much from you. You have facilitated hundreds and hundreds of official visitors, events in your province. You have found constructive ways of getting around often insurmountable problems, and have always understood that we are where the rubber hits the road in securing a successful outcome. Even if we're not given the tools to do the job that we did, we have to. And I'm reminded of the recent visits of Prime Minister Modi and the Philippines President, but you pulled it off, you and your team. For those of us here, you have been a source of immense guidance and support. You've become a friend to so many of us, and notre famille maintenant va être avec quelqu'un qui est très important membre de notre famille. But we all know that it's all about renewal as well, and we have welcomed new colleagues here today. So we just simply want to say un grand merci pour tous. Bonne chance quand vous commencez le dernier voyage pour vous. I think some of us are not going to be too far behind you, but I think we all agree, the newly appointed Admiral, and we do have a small memento for you.
Admiral hats.
So I thought it was, for all of the official visits you've done, I broke all the rules, and I'm not supposed to go to the Canadian gift bank to get a gift for a Canadian. And I said, he's more than just a Canadian, this is Marc-André. So it's with great pleasure on behalf of all of us that I present you with this limited edition painting from Tom Thomson, or of a Tom Thomson portrait that you can hang on the wall as a souvenir of all of the visits and events and the Canada that we've traveled. So
thank you very much.
I'd like to invite now Karen Brick from Manitoba. Karen has worked with Marc-André for many, many years, and I know she also will extend some warm greetings from also her colleague Dwight. I think Dwight's the dean now. Am I correct?
No, Pam.
Oh, Pam. So on behalf of provinces and territories, I invite Karen to say a few words.
Thank you so much. Years ago, when I was working with Gary Jr., our current Canadian ambassador in Washington, D.C. And we would travel, people would say, you know, how do you like being premier? And he'd say, I'm living the dream. And I have to say that I'd like to take that quote and use it today, because I've had the pleasure of being in protocol in Manitoba for 17 years. I've had the distinct pleasure of having 3 incredible mentors in my life. One of them is Gary Dewar, Canadian ambassador. One of them is my current chief, Dwight McCulley. And the third one is Marc-André Ouellette. Marc-André and I had the distinct pleasure of working the Olympics together in Vancouver, and I got to know him quite well. And I've always had admiration for the way he handles people, situations, and how he has this infectious laugh that just can change the dynamics of a room or a situation or a meeting. There is going to be, for me personally, a great loss, and he knows this. And I know that you know, we need to pay it forward in protocol. We need to share. We need to mentor each other. And Marc-André has just been the perfect example, not only the perfect chief of protocol, but the perfect person that you can call whenever you're in need. I will miss that greatly. I am not looking forward to his retirement personally, because it was 1-800-CALL-MARC whenever there's a situation. And the same thing for Dwight McCulley. He's been an inspiration. The two of them are best friends, are 2 peas in a pod, who use humor in protocol to diffuse the most interesting situations sometimes. And I hope that Marc-André, if I can be half the protocol person you and Dwight McCulley are, I think I will have had a pretty living the dream life myself. I'd like to propose a toast to my dear, dear friend, Marc-André Ouellette, as he sets sail as the new admiral.
Alors, j'invite Marc-André. En accord. Ça te convient? I think we've reached protocol, because I don't think we've consulted Marc-André.
Living the dream. This is what I'm going to do now. Because there was work involved in the process. So I started 31 years ago. I don't know if I told you this. If we had a couple of drinks, maybe I did tell you. But anyway, I'll repeat it very briefly. I came into protocol because I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. There was a job opening, and I went for it, and I didn't let go. There were 200 applicants, and I just went and did it. And it was the beginning of something extraordinary, just like you know, because you're all involved in that business. It's the best job, and I think Dwight, it's his favorite sentence. We have the best job in the world. Sometimes it's painful though, but it's the best job. So 31 years ago, for you youngsters, there's more and more in the room now. We hardly had a fax machine at that time. You know, like, and we don't use them anymore. You know, so that's how things are evolving quickly. Even in the protocol world, things are evolving. And for me, you know, like, you don't become whatever I have become without people teaching you. There's no books. We said that over this last couple of days. There are no books. So I had the pleasure to work with probably, I didn't count all of them, but Margaret, maybe you can remember this, but I think it's 11 federal chief protocol through the years. So just to give you the idea of time. And I had 9 premiers that I served, so, and 5 governor general, 5 lieutenant governor, and I don't know how many ministers we sworn in, but it's a lot. Some of them last long, but anyway, so all of this to say, it's a lot of people to serve, but I served only one queen, and that's my wife. No, sorry. No, it's the real queen. But
your wife's getting this too.
You have to depend on people, and our friend Angela keeps telling us over and over, it's en famille, c'est la famille. It is what it is. Last night we went into tears, or almost, because we did talk about the family. And I said that we were like a group of lawyers, or no, judges, right? That's what I'm saying, judges. Most of the time we live things that we cannot share with anybody else but us. Because there's that little cone of silence around the job we do. And it's nice once in a while, at least once a year, to get together so that we can let that energy out and the frustration out, the good times and the bad times. But at any rate, I think we have to continue. We're on a very happy road right now, and Gerard, the meetings are getting better and better. They're substantial, and it's wonderful. So hopefully there will be a third, fourth, fifth, and everything. And I really enjoyed working with all of you. You know, for me, the decision was very tough to take my retirement because I really loved the job. But on the other end, there is the dream, and the dream is yet to be defined. One thing I can tell you for sure, no planning. I've done it for 30 years. So I told my wife, pick up and go, that's the new motto for us. So we're gonna have to get used to that, because that's my style. I'm a bit spontaneous sometimes. So anyway, so that's the plan. There's no plan, and that's what we're gonna do for hopefully many years to come. I thank you very much, Monsieur Robert. Merci beaucoup. Votre staff est fantastique.
Toujours.
Oui. Puis laissez-les pas partir. Merci Isabelle. Merci Angela. Merci tout le monde. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Avant de mettre fin à la partie officielle, je voudrais juste présenter mes collègues du bureau du président. Alors, Diane